Welcome back to what is now known as Rivo's Hub. This is the third video we've put together. The first one we put out when we took over the keys to the unit, pretty much blank walls, and we sort of explained what we was going to looking to do and the direction we wanted to go really, and the ideas we had for the actual whole concept. So that was the first video. The second video we're looking at, I think we came in, we had vehicles in, the Texas vehicles coming through, some of the shelves we were putting up, and just a few ideas that were in place at the time. And now, this being the third part of it, is pretty much the finished, well, I say finished article, but this is where we're happy with in this unit, because the big idea was to have a bigger unit to move to, and the full concept, and adding different things like the barbers and the tattooist, etc. Now we've found a unit, we found a bigger unit which is not far from here, just down the road, and hopefully the end of January we should look to move in. Obviously you'll see a lot of the move, and obviously hopefully you'll move across with us and see what's going on, but then we'll be able to add the elements of the barbers, and we've got a lot of things in place for that which will be ideal, and hopefully it'll come together at the right time. So this being part 3 now is kind of, like I said, the finished article, and we're just going to give you a quick look round and show you what's on, some of the brands we've got and some of the things we're hoping to add to it still. And obviously the big part of it was the graffiti wall that we've had done, which is kind of like the heart of the hub really, and all the future things we've got planned, especially with YouTube, etc., and photo shoots. So now we've kind of covered those areas, we'll show you around quickly. Cool, right, so walking around, I think I mentioned in the last video that we was going to start welding. So I actually built some racks, they're still standing, so I obviously didn't do too bad a job. But yeah, the idea behind the racks was just to get some products up, dress the unit up a bit, but obviously a lot of the for sale stuff will be on there. We've got bits of all over the place, whether it be signs, Coca-Cola stuff, tailgates, cool boxes, and obviously as we walk around you'll see a few bits. Things like this with the old petrol cans, old oil cans, some from Texas, some UK stuff. Looking at the animal thing, sign at the top, which actually sunglasses was part of Animal Clothing. I managed to get a few things from them. Obviously with Animal being created and starting from Paul, it was quite cool to get some of the stuff from the shop, especially the front shop sign which I've got, which will come out later on for the new unit. It was nice to get a bit of history really. So obviously we've got a couple of those, so we've got a few bits dotted about. As we move around you'll see some of the other items, but yeah, just different things knocking about. Most of it for sale, some of it's shop stuff, and yeah, pretty much that's what the sort of area was as you're walking in through the shutter doors really. So different parts of the unit, we've got the back sort of coming in, the photo shoot is just to the left, the photo shoot area and the graffiti wall, but we'll touch on that in a minute, because that's kind of, like I said, it's the heart of the hub, and it's pretty cool, but we'll kind of leave that to a bit of more suspense to the end. But we've got different areas, again, what I mentioned a minute ago about Animal, we got hold of a couple of their big light boxes. There's a couple dotted about, a few for sale. There's one I wanted to keep, which everyone's trying to buy. But obviously different things like number plates, signage, just walking around back home. Don't trip over anything, Carson. Right, so other things, just the one thing we want to do is get a lot of brands in, friends that have got companies, etc. like that. Some of these bits here, Kev VW photographer on Instagram, he's heavily involved with what I do in the photography side of things. Obviously on the side he's got these, I don't know, puzzles, different merchandise that people can personalise if they wish to. So if you want to set up a photo shoot with him, or when you come in, and obviously part of the unit was to do photo shoots and YouTube channel and vehicles coming in. Again, this is something you might want to take up with Kev if you wanted anything personalised for home, I guess. But yeah, just there's different things we've hung up on the walls. Another light box from Animal, pretty cool surf one. We just had a load of German number plates come in, fresh sort of thing. If anyone's interested in German number plates, again, walking through here, we've got this one's definitely for the unit. It's light box. They all wire up to the mains, so you know once they're plugged in, they're pretty cool, really. So again, little bits dotted about. We've got some, just a small element of at the moment with the detailing stuff. We plan to get a lot more in. This is just something we got in ready for the weekend, a few different things. Some of it's for us at the moment, but we will obviously moving across to the new unit, we will put a lot more in, and we've got a few more brands we're looking to work with, one being Rothfink. Jason over at Rothfink, we want to build kind of like a mini Rothfink because there's nobody else in the UK at the moment. It's just Jason that's over in Wales. So we want to try and bring some of his stuff over, and so just get them a bit more into the unit. And his stuff, all his merchandise and stuff's pretty cool. So it'd be good to get that down into the shop. Down this side a little bit. This is another one of our friends over at Nightmare Cusstomz. They make pretty bespoke, should I say, items, whether you want to sort of, they made me a trekker, a mini trekker. Most of it comes from junkyards, scrapyards, all bits they find. If you want to give them a picture or something, they can kind of make to that spec. But I mean, as you can see, the workmanship's absolutely crazy. But this is just some of the items they've got for sale. Again, getting stuff in, helping people out really. Obviously the coffee shop's in full flow now, and usually manned by Laura, because she's more of a barista than me. I'm still winging it at the moment, like most things. Okay, so this part of the unit is what I've always said is like the heart of the hub, Rivo's hub as such. So it's going to be where most, other than the coffee shop and things and for sale stuff and products, this was always the main central heart of what I wanted to build. And that was a photo shoot area for YouTube and getting vehicles in. We've had a few other things to ask if they can get involved and even just to use it as a backdrop, which is perfect. That's what I wanted to do, and just create a place for people to want to come to really and use, whether it be the photo shoots or just hang out. So obviously we had Shane come in, who's AKA SOTEP on Instagram and YouTube. Amazing artist, absolute cool guy. Come in, he's been in for I think it was 5 days in the end, and it was constantly things slightly changing. He took a couple of days to sort of come in, spoke to me, had a chat of what I was building, about me, what we was bringing in, what I wanted to do, and then created the artwork on paper as such first. And then once we'd kind of proofed it and it was amazing anyway. So it was a case of yes please, and then we kind of came in and then just spent days over the weekend doing it. And as you can see, it's amazing. Obviously, when we move to the new unit, which we've got set up at the end of January, as I said, we've got more space. We're going to go higher, and we're going to create more of an area really, so it'll be bigger and not so small. Because obviously, being in this unit, it feels a little bit boxed in. We can expand on that massively when we move, which would be ideal. But yeah, there's a couple of characters. A lot of the characters, Shane, he's got his own sort of characters and style, so he kind of created them around what we were building with the American theme, the old school side of things, and then adding little bits like the Texas flag and the UK flag, which was perfect because of what we're doing and stuff coming across from Johnny over in Texas. Little things like the military guy, again touching in on background from sort of my background, and he added that in. Obviously we've got the element of the decks and the coffee shop side of things, so I thought it was quite cool really that he added that in. And then adding the truck, again with the connection to Texas and a couple of trucks we've got coming over, and hopefully my shop truck will come over. We could have put the trekker in, but we thought we'd tweak it and obviously not be all about Volkswagen. So obviously he added the truck, and it was quite cool because obviously he's got the logo in the background, which will help with different things. And then the final touch, as a sort of testimonial to, if that's the right word I suppose, but to my old man who obviously died at the beginning of the year. He kind of added that on the number plate, which was quite known because obviously he was always known as Big Rivo, so it kind of, again, the family name, that's where the whole concept for the hub sort of and Rivo's hub came from. So that was quite a touching little finish to the whole concept and the whole artwork really, which is absolutely amazing. Until you see it and look at the detail in it when you hear it, it's awesome. Really. So obviously this is the finished article, but over the last 4 or 5 days we've had GoPros go in different positions, cameras going, videos, even just phones. So you sort of give you an idea, which will follow straight on from this now, is that you can see the blank walls and all the elements of the work going from sketching out just the characters. Things like Shane put out where we put grids on the walls, which would just look like squiggles to most of us, but that was where he was sort of sizing up his artwork so it fitted our walls as such. So obviously you'll see all that element and the time lapsing, and it just gives you a bit of an idea of how it all goes up, which is pretty cool really, because over 5 days we've been here watching it transform, which has been, every time we look at something, there'll be something new there to look at, and the detail will change, so it's brilliant. So yeah, if you've got anything, especially moving forward now where we've got this sort of photo op area and backdrop as such for people, if you've got anything, whether it be bikes, anything you want to use it as a photo opportunity, vehicles, definitely, because that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. If you want to drop down into the comments and leave us some comments or get in touch with us so we can sort of maybe link things up, especially other channels which we're going to be getting involved with as well. And SOTEP, Shane himself is going to be doing his own videos on it, which is going to link to us and help us out, which is really cool. Just help spread the word, really. Yeah, so obviously moving forward as well, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe below and do all the normal YouTube sort of links and stuff, and follow us, and hopefully, you know, we've got a lot of stuff coming and some cool things lined up, which would be quite cool if you want to follow us. And obviously moving across, then you can also come across with us when we move to the bigger unit and keep up to date on what we're doing. But yeah, other than that, thanks. You know, it's been a good few weeks, but just over a month trying to create this. I'm happy with where we're at, and it's just even just having conversations with meeting guys like Shane doing the graffiti, we've come up with so many ideas, even with graffiti workshops for kids and adults if they're interested. We've been asked about doing detailing courses because we've got the space and the yard space. So yeah, things look quite bright for the future, and what's been quite daunting, especially moving to a bigger unit and the risk with rents and overheads, it's looking quite cool, and I'm feeling quite happy with what we're going to do, and we're building really, and we're getting a lot of positive feedback already, which is absolutely amazing. You know, and people just dropping in over the weekend, which we've had, and today has been, you know, it's quite nice that people actually popping around and seeing us and, you know, doing the normal thing and just chatting with us and hanging out, which is what we want to create. The kids that have been in over the weekend are absolutely loving the wall. Again, it's giving them an interest in stuff and not just coming around here with the adults talking really about cars and different things and having a coffee. So yeah, the more we can add to it, the better. So thank you everyone for watching this and following us so far. And again, like I said, comment and subscribe if you want to carry on and see what's here for us in the future. That'd be great. Thanks a lot.
never go